And also kind of going off of the Seattle sports, like Russ, dude. What do you think of Broncos country? Let's ride.
Russ's downfall this season's been crazy.
Yeah.
It's like even like just a year ago, he was like Mr. Seattle,
He was.
and like he was beloved here. I still got love for Russ, right? He brought us. He's the only Super Bowl winning quarterback here.
Yeah.
You know, he did a lot of good things, but definitely like I think he just got a huge ego.
Yeah.
Became, like super Hollywood. You know, like he married Ciara. You know, he's just always like saying these corny ass things. Have you seen that fucking I know this wasn't in Seattle. This is recent, but have you seen those Danger Rich commercials?
Oh, dude, I never saw them live, but I saw some of like the
Have you
TikToks.
I've never seen. I've just seen the clips of it.
Dude, it looks like
Cringy
Creeper.
shit.
Yeah, he's super cringe, dude. There's one interview he said he has Wolverine blood, and then he heals hella quick, and then he was out that following
Did you
week.
hear how he was doing like high knees on the fucking?
Yeah, dude, that shit was so funny. Yeah, it was like on a 5-6 hour plane ride, and he's doing high knees and stuff, like going there. That shit was so funny to hear about. But
He's definitely like, I think he's pretty self-aware what he's doing now. But also,
Yeah.
it's kind of just like, read the room, man.
yeah, you think Sierra played a role in that at all? Like, kind of boosting his ego? Because like she's a superstar, right? Like a pop artist, pop icon. He at one point was like one of the best quarterbacks in contention to be like top 3, number 1 quarterback. Though that they created like a super couple, and like not necessarily like Sierra caused him to be like this cringy and everything. Because I think he was already this cringy and like he was bred to be almost be like the movie character for a quarterback. But like I think he just feels like you have to talk to his agent. Like I saw on the Richard Sherman podcast that like Marshawn like was actually defending Russ, right? And he's like, "What do you think about like if you tried to call him up, you would have to talk to his agent first?" And he's like, and then Marshawn's like, "I ain't gonna talk to no agent," but he was like trying to tell him like, "Hey man, like because it takes a mental toll with all the hate that he's getting." And I get it, but
No,
I
for
mean,
sure. That's not
yeah.
easy on anybody.
Yeah.
You know, like if you get piled down like that, you know. Also, I'm sure like that contract he signed didn't help either.
Yeah, and he's not
Fat
performing.
contract, and he's
Yeah.
not performing, so that makes it easier to hate on him. Too.
Yeah.
So, I think Sierra definitely did kind of. I mean, like if you bag a bad bitch, like you're gonna be talking your shit.
Sierra's fine too, dude.
Yeah, you don't be talking your shit. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah.
So, like as men just are just like that. You know, like I'd
For
be
sure.
like that. You'd probably be like that.
Yeah.
A lot of men are just like that. You know.
Yeah.
Like.
But
Like
he's-
flexing their girl if they're like super.
Yeah, he's
but,
just too cringy, bro. And I'll say this, like this year, like them doing bad is gonna help the Seahawks. I'm gonna root for the Seahawks. I'm not gonna root for him because he's not on the Seahawks, but we're gonna probably bring him back into the Seahawks Ring of Honor. And when that
for
happens,
sure.
like I'm gonna cheer for him, right? Because
No,
he
for
brought
sure.
us our only.
the hate's
Currently
not
our
for,
only
yeah, the
ring.
hate's not forever. It's just
Yeah.
It's definitely also didn't help how he was like, oh yeah, I would have stayed in Seattle. Like
Yeah,
the
he was
whole
so
time.
fake about it, and he's like, yeah, man, Team 3 is like, yeah, I want to stay in Seattle my whole career, but if I was traded, because I have a no trade clause, these are the teams I'd go to. So, yeah, I thought he was a little fake with that, and that's why I was a little bitter, and I felt like he didn't want to be in Seattle for the past like 3-4 years.
No, yeah, for sure. And I don't necessarily blame him because that O line was trash.
It is, yeah.
It was
So.
trash.
But look at it now, and
Yeah.
they thought that it was just a change of scenery, but Pete's balling out, dude. He's having
No, that was my
coach of
next
the
thing.
year season.
Pete Carroll, man, we took that man for granted.
Hey, we did.
Because there was a lot of definitely like Team Russ and like Team Pete and
I was Team
the
Pete.
GM, John Snyder.
I was Team John. If I had to choose to keep one out of the 3, it was John. But I knew if we lost Pete, we'd lose John. So I said best bet was to trade Russ because he's 34, 35 now. Like he's on the
older.
later years. He was going for that fat contract. He didn't want to be here. Just trade him. Like it sucks because like he was such a likable person in Seattle, but he just seemed fake towards the end of his career.
At the
with
end
Seattle.
of the day, though, you can't blame Russ for running the bag.
No,
Like,
I don't.
You
Yeah,
can never blame an athlete for running the bag.
for sure.
'Cause,
Yeah,
You know, anything can happen. You can get a career-ending injury. You know,
for sure.
any of that stuff. So
But-
I can't hate on anybody for the bag like
Yeah.
that.
On that bullshit, on that bullshit, on that bullshit.